Okay, so Christopher Case, welcome back. We just did a couple weeks ago our home buying webinar, and we got a whole bunch of questions kind of on the home inspection process. It really actually just a lot of questions in general, but it really kind of boiled down to like the main three that I got. I'm Jonah Taylor of the Smart Move Group, and with me, Christopher Case of Case Home Inspections. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, Jonah. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to jump on, do one of these real quick, and kind of answer these three questions, and I'm just going to share it with everybody who had those same questions. So, with that said, let's just get right into it. The first question that I always get asked when it comes to home inspections is, what is the major benefit of a home inspection? Why should I get one? What do you say to
Right.
that?
Well, I get the same question as well. What is the benefit? The benefit of a home inspection is when you go with your agent, when a buyer goes to look at a house with an agent, you guys aren't doing the thorough inspection that we do. You're excited. You can't wait to see the house. You're thinking about how you're going to lay out the furniture, what paint colors you want. You're walking around. And if
True.
there's nothing major that jumps out to you, you think, oh my gosh, this house is perfect.
Yeah.
You don't even know what the possible underlying conditions could be. So we come in, we are non-biased and we're not attached emotionally to the house itself. So we're there to work for you, look to find any details or any problems that could be in any of the plumbing systems, the electrical system. We go in the attic, obviously, as well. And if there's a crawl space of any sort, we're down in the crawl spaces and basements, checking all the major components of this house to make sure that there's nothing hidden that's going to surprise you after you move
Mm,
into the house. So we do our
yeah.
best to find any type of issues like that and make sure that it's a solid house for you, that you're ready to go.
I love what you said there because you're right. When we first walk through a house, even as a realtor, when we walk through a house, we're looking at all the beautiful things, right? Whether
Right.
it's if it's upgraded, all the upgrades. If it's not, we got the vision. We're thinking about what that could look like. And really, you come through with more of a structural, almost like just completely unbiased. I'm not worried about that. This is what you're getting type of approach.
Right.
And we need that. We do need
Right.
that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
mean, during an inspection, paint colors, to a home inspector, paint color doesn't really matter much. We want to make sure that everything's put together correctly and structured
right.
down for you guys so that then you can go in with that excitement of making it your own and putting your touch on it.
Yeah. So basically, what you're saying is we come in with all the emotion, you come in with all the logic and tell us if this is really a smart thing to do.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. I
Try to
love that.
inform you. We try to inform you as well as the operations of the house. So not only do we try to tell you the condition of the house,
Uh-huh.
but we want to also kind of let you know how the house operates and where specific things are that you will need to know for future ownership.
Right. Okay. Okay. So that actually leads me then to the next question that I get asked all the time is what inspections should I get? What should I be getting?
Right. Well, obviously, starting at the basis, you're going to want to basically get your standard home inspection, which most companies should provide the same type of service. What we do is all the way from the roof, like I said, all the way to the basement. That includes your structural, your mechanical, your electrical, all of the major components. We check everything, interior, exterior. So your main home inspection should be your first one.
Mm,
One thing that we check as we're going through as well around any plumbing or any type of area that may have water near it, we always check for mold. That's not an extra thing. If we see mold, we call it fungal matter, obviously. We go ahead and we note that, and if it's a serious enough condition, we can recommend having it actually tested, which is something we can do.
gotcha.
We can swab it, or we can do air quality testing, and we can send that to a lab for you to get that analyzed to verify, is this a problem? What type of, that way what type of recourse you need to take
Right.
towards get it remediated.
Yep.
And then other things that you can have depending on your area and depending on the house and its systems, if you will. There's septic and well.
Right.
We can get that lined up as well. We work with some of the top companies that provide some of the greatest service to their customers to get your well tested water. They have something called a well yield. How much water is it producing? Septic evaluation. They get down and check inside the septic tank, make sure that it's working properly. And depending as well on the area that you're in, we do radon testing and we can provide that service, in a nutshell, to make sure that If there is radon gas in that area, is it in the house? Are there any, what are the levels in the house? Do we need to have remediation done on this?
Right.
So, and then again, the other one too that we don't come across as much, but we do come across it is depending on the age of the house, how old it is, do we need to suggest a lead test? For
Right.
lead, we can help you get that lined up as well. And then depending on your loan, you might be required to have termite test, or excuse me, termite inspection done.
Right.
That's something else that we can help you line up, the termite and pest inspection.
So if I'm not having used you quite a few times and having a great relationship with you, one thing I've noticed, and I'll share this on your behalf, is that, and you can elaborate on this case, is you're going to look at all these things on a general basic level first anyways, right? So someone could go ahead and, you're right, get the mold, an additional mold test or a pest inspection. Someone will be required, or even, chimney or whatnot, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to look at them at all while you're
Correct.
there doing the general. So these are more like inspections if you wanted to go to the next level and you want to really find out in depth, that area of the home.
Correct.
Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, we still, even though we are not a licensed chimney contractor, we do partner with good chimney contractors that are licensed, that do wonderful work. We still look chimney structure. We look at, everything on the top. We look at the fireboxes, what type of fireplaces or what type of heating is being used that requires the chimney. So we look at those things on a, 1,000-foot level, if you will, and we report on that. And if we feel that you need to have that further inspection done and get to the, nitty-gritty details in the liner, we can recommend a company or recommend having that service taken care of.
Perfect. Right. So on the bare minimum, always get your structural, mechanical, general inspection. And then I guess on each buyer, if they wanted to go a little deeper in a certain concern, they could schedule that with you as well.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, cool. So then really the third question I get the most is, well, how much do these cost? Right. Everybody wants to talk money, wants to know what that's like. So how much do these inspections cost generally? What can we expect?
Generally, see, the way we price out a home inspection, just the home inspection portion, obviously, it's based on the square footage of the home. So generally, the average square foot, with the ones that you see moving the most, you're looking anywhere from $300 to potentially $450 or $500 in that range. That is our, I guess you could say, our highest percentage of inspections, in there. Yeah. We also offer discounts to military, first responders, and first-time home buyers. So that obviously will knock down your home inspection general price as well. And we do radon testing as well. We also discount our radon testing if it's coupled with a home inspection because it saves us that extra trip out there. Right. So when you're lining up some of these tests that we provide, we can offer discounts because we're already on premises doing the home inspection. And we just want to see, we just like trying to help our customers save a little bit of money in this process, when doing so.
That's a big deal. Yeah. So if they do, if they couple their inspections with some other inspections, it's generally a little cheaper. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. So like, for example, the inspections that we provide, such as radon and mold, if for any reason, they needed a mold test while we're there, we can discount that cost a little bit for them, as well as radon. If they line up radon when doing a home inspection, we can discount the radon because we're already going out there once to do the home inspection. Right. We don't have to make 2 separate trips just for a radon test.
Right. And what would be a separate radon or separate mold inspection? How much does that cost? And how much does it cost if they do them all at the same time?
So right now with our radon testing, if it's just a radon test, we're doing $225 for the radon test.
Okay.
That's dropping it off and then coming back and picking it up. Right. If they schedule it with a home inspection, we're knocking it down to $175. So it's about a $50 saving. And then with the mold test, they would save $25 off of that as well, and it drops it down. If they do it with a home inspection, drops it down to $200 for the swab, for a swab or tape lift test. And basically, that's covering a little, our time as well as the lab fees and materials.
Right. Yeah, and that's pretty competitive. I know a lot of other people actually charge a lot more than that, so that's wonderful. But just to give them the answers that I know they're going to ask me, how much does it cost? And I just like to be able to give people those answers. Anything that you can think of that you would want to tell somebody about a home inspection before we jump off here?
It's just the smartest investment you're going to make for the minimal cost that a home inspection, runs you to the cost that you're about to spend on a house for
Yep.
your foreseeable future. It truly is a minimal investment that
Yeah.
you make. I encourage you, no matter which company you use, don't be afraid to ask your inspector questions. There's
Right.
no stupid question. Ask any question that you have. Um, be specific if you can think of it, and just walk around with them too. And don't hesitate to follow up and ask. If you have a question down the road that you forgot about, don't hesitate to reach out and ask about that.
Yeah.
Because our job is to do our best to inform you, with the purchase of the house. So we're there to educate you as well as find the condition of the home for you and your agent, so you can move through that process. Hopefully.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me, like here in Maryland, you have to, before you can buy a car, you have to get that Maryland car inspection, right? You have to get it serviced and inspected. And
Yeah,
that's just to protect the people from buying lemons and poor vehicles. This is
sure.
really the same way for a house, but how much more important is a house than a car, right?
Absolutely.
So,
Well,
uh,
I use that analogy a lot too as well, when I'm explaining stuff to my clients, because if you relate a house to a car, in order for your car to run properly, you have to have routine maintenance done to it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you can't just drive your car and never change the oil or never put gas in it or never have the brakes taken care of.
You're not gonna have
Otherwise,
a car for a while.
you're not
Yeah,
going to have
yeah.
a car for very long. And it's the same thing as the house too. During the inspection, we teach our clients maintenance is important. Having a qualified licensed contractor service your HVAC and your plumbing, things like that on a specific schedule helps your house to run smoother, helps you save money, and protects your investment in the long run. So those are the type of educational things we try to help our clients with when we're out doing a home inspection.
Yeah, yeah. Well, awesome, man. I wanted to keep this video kind of short. We did end up going a little longer, but I think we got some good stuff in there. So, Mr. Case, I appreciate you, dude, for jumping on with us.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jonah. I appreciate you and your team, and love the work that you do with your clients, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. And if anybody has any questions who's watching this, go ahead and just respond right here on this platform and just let us know. We'll make sure we get your questions answered, okay? All right, everybody. Take care.
Take care.